Today we're going to show you how to install a Voyager GPS speedometer on a 2013 250 XCF. Part number for this bike is a 912-102. Retail starts at $289. First thing we're going to install is the wheel sensor. On this bike it's very simple. There's already a provision down on the brake caliper where the sensor will simply screw into. The provision for the wheel sensor is right here. Route the cable up through the brake caliper. Make sure not to run any moving parts of the caliper. And follow the brake line all the way up through the guide on the fork guard. Secure the speed sensor to the brake line using zip ties along the way. On the stock rotor there is a hole pre-drilled for the magnet to sit in. Make sure that you remove the loose magnet that's usually attached to it. These are two separate magnets. The one you'll want is the black retainer, which will fit just like so. To secure the magnet, there's a small retainer clip, and you'll need retainer clip pliers. Place your pliers in, expand the clip. Make sure it's nice and secure. And that is it. Next thing to install after you're done with the power is the ignition sensor, which is required on Voyager. It's going to give you not only a tachometer reading, but it's what will tell the Voyager to take voltage from the battery. If you don't have this installed, Voyager will not charge. So very important to install this. First thing to do is figure out how much wire you're going to need. You're going to want to put the wire up in the front here and basically simulate where it's going to be resting. Follow your harness down, and on this bike the spark plug wire is right here. So once you have a rough idea, give yourself a couple extra, about a foot extra, and go ahead and snip the wire. Strip off about 6 to 9 inches or so.
When you are wrapping the wire, there's no need to do more than 3 to 5 wraps total. Be sure to tie it in a secure knot. If you're worried about the wire becoming loose or free, feel free to use a zip tie or electrical tape to secure the red wire. And make sure to trim any excess wire that may be hanging when you're done wrapping.
To install the temperature sensor, you will need to drain the coolant. This is your water pump bleed valve here, and this is what you're going to want to loosen. Have yourself a pitcher or a drain pan handy. And only a little bit will come out until you release the radiator cap. Pitcher is a good idea to use because you can easily refill the coolant when you're done. Remove the lower coolant hose to install the temperature sensor. You want to get a straight portion of the hose to install the temperature sensor. And I use a silver Sharpie to mark the edges, showing where your cut is going to need to be. just like so. And PVC pipe cutters. Your hose clamp.
Thank you.
In the back you got two mounting holes. Gives you a little bit of customization depending on how you want the Voyager to be sitting. I personally like it here. Hand tighten, do not use Loctite. It will damage the plastic. Just like so. And then pick the clamp you need depending if you have fat bars or standard bars. Or maybe if you want to put it on the end or more towards the center. Majority of bikes are going to put them on the center, and on this bike we'll be using the larger of the two clamps. Just like that. Once you have your clamp mounted in together, you're going to basically stretch it over the bars. Like that. Get your placement of where you'd like it. Once your bracket is secured, go ahead and plug in your connectors, and they will only fit one way, so you can't do this wrong. Make sure you have a little bit of slack for those wires to move around freely.